Hi there guys, I'm Nikhil from Greedy Tech, and in this video I'll be showing you the most important tips and tricks for your Redmi Y3. By the way guys, I'll be making a dedicated video for the best features where I'll be talking about all the features offered by this phone. So definitely check out that video, link will be in the description. Now with that said, first I want to show you the full screen gestures that are found only on this phone or all the Xiaomi phones. So to enable that, go to settings and select full screen display. Now once you open it up, select the second option. Now if it is your first time, you'll be seeing this prompt, and if you click the learn button, you will go through a quick tutorial. I'll just give you a quick preview anyway. So if you're going to use this full screen gestures, definitely make sure you enable this toggle as well. Now once that is done, if you want to go home, you can swipe from the bottom of the screen to go home. For recent apps, you can swipe and hold, and these are your recent applications. Now to go back, you can swipe from the right side or the left side to go back. You also get this cool animation with an arrow. Once you do that, it goes back a step. So these are your buttons. Now if you press the recent apps button twice, it will switch between your current application and the previous application like this. So if you're using gestures, if you enable this toggle, you can swipe for back and swipe and hold to switch between your current application and the previous application. This is one of my favorite shortcuts. Anyway guys, if you're using the gestures, you might wonder how to trigger Google Assistant. So one way to do it is go to the home screen every time and click the Google widget, but this is really not productive. So we have a nice shortcut to enable that. So to do that, go to settings, then select additional settings. Now select buttons, then enable this toggle. Now once you do that, you can press and hold the power button for half a second to trigger Google Assistant. How is the weather? And there you go, it works, but currently the Wi-Fi is off, so it's not giving me any answer. Anyway, you can press the power button for 3 seconds to get the power options. Just keep holding it and you get the power options. Now going on next, I'll show you some super handy camera shortcuts and tricks. So in the camera application, first go to settings and enable fingerprint shutter. So you have the toggle over here. Once you enable it, you can take pictures using your fingerprint scanner. Just touch and hold it to take a picture. It works for both the front and rear cameras. You can simply touch and hold until you get a vibration to take a picture. So there you go. This feature is especially helpful for taking selfies. Now for another tip, whenever you take pictures using the rear camera, at least right out of the box, you might get this watermark. It simply says this picture was taken on this phone. So if you want to remove the watermark, you need to go to settings, then disable the toggle photo watermark to hide all the watermarks. Now in the same place, you can also disable the toggle that says camera sounds to hide all the camera related sounds. Like every time you take a picture, you get a sound. If you hate it and if you want to remove that, just disable this particular toggle. Now for the most important tip, this phone offers electronic image stabilization while recording video. So let's enter the video mode. Now if you go to settings, you can change the screen resolution and also enable or disable electronic image stabilization. So definitely make sure you enable this particular toggle to take better videos. Now going on next, this phone also has Google Lens integrated into the camera application. So to use that, you can click this button, then select Google Lens, and now you can literally point at anything and search it with the image. Now let's say if I want to search for this Minion toy, I can simply click on it. It will search for all the toys that looks pretty similar to this Minion. Now if I do the same with that wine bottle over there, once again we get different images of wine bottles. So this is definitely a pretty cool feature that's integrated into the camera application that you should definitely try. Now going on next, I'll show you how you can use split screen mode on this phone. Now split screen mode is a feature that allows you to use 2 applications at the same time. Now on most of the phones, you can simply press and hold the recent apps button to open the current application in split screen mode. But as you have just seen, that is not working on this phone. So to fix that, you need to go to settings, then select additional settings, then select buttons. Now select long press menu button. Once you do that, you can press and hold the recent apps button to open the current application in a split screen mode. Then you can go to the home screen and select the secondary application. Now, even though split screen mode has been on Android for a very long time, there are still applications that do not support split screen mode. For example, phone dialer. So if you try to open phone dialer, you will get an error message. So to fix that or to use all applications in a split screen mode, this is what you need to do. First go to settings, then select about phone, that's in the first, then click the MIUI version number 7 times. Just do that and developer options will be enabled. Now go back a step, scroll down and select additional settings. Now you'll find developer options at the bottom. Once you open it up, scroll all the way to the bottom and then enable this toggle that says force activities to be resizable. Once you do that and restart your phone, you should be able to use all applications in the split screen mode. Guys, you have to enable it and restart your phone as well. Now let's say if you're using gestures, like the full screen gestures, I'll just enable it. Now the recent apps button is hidden, so how do you open split screen mode? So for that, first go to the recent apps page. Now long press on any application that you want to use in split screen mode. Then click the second option to open the current application in a split screen mode. Now you can select the secondary application as usual. Now for some quick shortcuts, if you want to change the display sleep time of your phone, you need to go to settings, then select lock screen settings and change the setting for sleep. Now using this setting, you can change your display screen off time. Usually 30 seconds will do for most people. Now going on next, this is the recent apps page, and as you can see, we can also check out the memory usage in the recent apps page. Now by default, it doesn't show you the memory status over here. So if you want to see that, first you need to go to settings, then select home screen settings and enable this toggle, show memory status. If it is enabled, you can find the memory usage in the recent apps page. Now going on next, if you want to display the battery percentage on the status bar inside the battery icon, or if you want to hide it, this is what you need to do. Go to settings and then select notifications and status bar. Now select battery indicator. If you select percentage, battery percentage will be displayed in the status bar inside the battery icon. Now in the same way, if you want to display the network usage on the status bar, enable this toggle that says show connection speed, and now you can see the network speed as well. Now for some more basic tips, this is your default launcher and there is no app drawer, but if you go to the leftmost corner of the screen, you get all these widgets, and this particular page is called App Vault. Now if you hate it or if you don't like it, want to remove it, this is what you can do. You can long press in an empty area, then go to settings, select more settings and disable App Vault. Once you do that, App Vault will be hidden or simply closed. Now going on next, you can do a swipe up gesture to do a quick search. It usually takes to Google search. Next you can do a swipe down gesture to pull down the notification bar. These are all your notifications. You can click this button to close all notifications. Next, once again, you can do a swipe down gesture to go to the notification area. Swipe down once again to check out the toggles. You can swipe down using 2 fingers to pull down the notification toggles. And these toggles are also rearrangeable. So if you want to rearrange them, add or remove toggles, just go to the notification toggle area. Now swipe once, select more, and now you can add or remove these toggles. Just long press on any of them, bring it down to hide them, and bring it up to bring them to life. And you can also rearrange them by doing this. Usually this is my personal preference, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth and mobile data in a single row, followed by torch. Now once everything is done, click done to save the current layout. Now if you want to move multiple applications at once from one home screen to another, this is what you can do. Long press in an empty area, select all the applications that you want to move. Now long press and then hover on the screen that you want to move. When you leave the applications, all these applications will be moved to the screen. Another way to do it is once again select all these applications, long press, and then swipe using another finger to the desired home screen and leave it. Now to create a folder, simply place one icon on another icon to create a folder. To remove an icon from the folder, just grab it and bring it out. Leave it to bring it out of the folder. Now going on next, this is your default home screen. Not a launcher, default home screen. So whenever you press the home button or try to go home, it always takes you to this page. Now if you want to change it to something like this home screen page, this is what you can do. Long press in an empty area, then go to settings, then select set default screen. Now select the screen that you want to make as your default home screen. Once you do that, no matter how many times you try to go to the home, it always takes you to the new default home screen, which in our case is this. Now going on next, this is the new volume control and this is the volume slider. And over here we have a quick shortcut to change sound profiles from silent, regular to vibration mode. And if you click this button at the bottom, you get some additional options. Now once you do that, you get this kind of a layout, and now you can increase this timer so that automatically after 30 minutes silent mode will be disabled. This is one of my favorite features on this phone. Now as you can see, we also get 3 different volume sliders, one for volume, alarms and ringtones. There you go. By the way, we can also choose to disable silent mode or do not disturb mode using this timer, which is once again a pretty cool feature. Now going on next, if you hate the default launcher and you want an app drawer on your phone, I would suggest you to install Poco Launcher. So just search for Poco Launcher on the Google Play Store and install it. By the way guys, whenever you try to install any application, all those applications are scanned by default and you will see these ads on the page. So if you want to remove these ads, this is what you can do. Go to settings and disable receive recommendations. If you want, you can also disable security scan so that you can directly use an application instead of doing a third-party scan, which in most cases is pretty useless. Anyway, once you've installed the Poco launcher, you can try to go to the home screen and it'll ask you to choose your default launcher. So for now, let's select Poco launcher as our default launcher. And now we get a cool animation and it's asking us to select a theme. Just let's go with that. Now this is Poco launcher. We still have the app vault, and once again, if you want to remove this app vault, long press in an empty area, go to settings, select more. Now select home screen and disable turn on app vault. Once you do that, app vault even on the Poco launcher is removed. Now on this launcher, we get the app drawer. So these are all your apps, and there are some more apps, but you can remove them from the home screen like that. By the way guys, if you ever see any advertisements from Xiaomi applications, say it's like security app, and if you want to remove those advertisements, this is what you can do. Just find and go to settings and search for receive recommendations. You'll directly find it like the one on here, or else you'll find it in the about page. You'll find it somewhere. Just find it and disable it to stop all the advertisements from Xiaomi applications. You can also do the same for file manager as well. Let's try to find it. Now click this button, go to settings, and now there is no option to disable receive recommendation, but if we go to about, we still have a toggle for recommendations. Just disable it to stop advertisements from Mi File Manager. Now going on next, Poco launcher has been set as a default launcher. So whenever you try to go home, it always takes you to the Poco launcher. Now if you want to change your default launcher, this is what you can do. Go to settings, then select home screen settings, and from here you can change your default launcher. Now let's select the default one that comes pre-installed. Now when I go home, this is the default home screen launcher that comes pre-installed. Once again, there is no app drawer. Now in the same way, if you want to change your default gallery application, browser, media player or music player, this is what you need to do. Go to settings, scroll all the way to the bottom, select installed apps and click this button over here. Now select default apps. Now from this page, you can change your default browser to something like Google Chrome. You can also change your default gallery application to Google Photos. And you can change your default email application, phone dialer, and so on. You can also change your launcher from here, but for some reason it's not working. So if you want to change your launcher, use home screen settings. Next, if you want to take a screenshot on your phone, press the volume down and power button both at the same time, and your phone will take a screenshot. Now if this is a bit hard for you, you can also use the toggle. So just go over here, search for screenshot toggle, and click it to take a screenshot. Now there is another easy way to take a screenshot. That's the 3-finger screenshot gesture. Just swipe down using 3 fingers to take a screenshot. Now this feature is enabled by default, but for some reason if it is not working for you, you need to go to settings, then select additional settings, then select buttons. Now select take a screenshot. Make sure the first option is selected. Once you do that, you can swipe down using 3 fingers anywhere, anytime to take a screenshot. Next, if you want to take a longer screenshot, maybe a screenshot of this web page, first you need to take a regular screenshot. You can either use the buttons or the toggle. I am lazy, so I'll just use the gesture. Now click the preview over here, then click scroll. Once you do that, this page or this application will be scrolled automatically, and at the end you will get a longer screenshot. If you're done in between, just click the done button, and the area till that particular spot is cropped, and this is the long screenshot that you get. Now for the final tip, if you want to record calls automatically on your phone, open the phone dialer, then click this button over here, then select call recording and enable this toggle. Once you do that, all the calls will be recorded automatically on your phone. By the way, if you are using an Mi account, all the recorded calls will also be synced with your Mi account in Mi Cloud. So guys, these are the most important tips and tricks for your Redmi Y3. If I missed out on anything important, do let me know by commenting below this video, and definitely check out my video on the best features. Link will be in the description. By the way guys, if you're planning to buy this phone, use the link in the description. It always helps the channel, and if you want us to make any specific video, tweet out to us with the hashtag AskGreedyTech on Twitter and we will try to make it as soon as possible. I'm Nikhil from Greedy Tech signing off. Have a nice day.